SpaceX just revealed something that left NASA speechless. Forget everything you know about Artemis. Elon Musk has a new plan. Starship lands astronauts on the moon, then floats in Earth orbit waiting for a Dragon taxi to bring them home. No Orion, no Gateway Station, just 2 SpaceX vehicles doing what 3 NASA contractors couldn't. This is Space Update 24 Hours. Let's dive right in. Here's the complete mission profile that has NASA engineers losing sleep. Starship lifts off from Starbase with astronauts already inside. Not after multiple test flights, not someday. The crew rides up from the start. Once in orbit, the real magic happens. Multiple Starship tankers arrive one by one, each carrying propellant. They dock, transfer fuel, and depart. This orbital gas station concept has been tested in simulations thousands of times. After the final tanker disconnects, Starship ignites its Raptor engines. Destination: lunar orbit. The crew spends 3 days crossing the void between Earth and Moon. Then comes the moment of truth. Starship flips, fires its engines, and descends vertically to the lunar surface. The landing legs deploy, absorbing the impact on terrain that hasn't felt human footsteps in over 50 years. For the next week, maybe 2, astronauts live inside Starship's pressurized cabin. They conduct experiments, collect samples, and explore the surrounding area using the lunar elevator built into the hull. When their surface mission ends, Starship lifts off again. But here's where SpaceX's plan gets controversial. The lunar Starship has no heat shield. It can't survive re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. So instead of coming all the way home, it parks itself in Earth orbit and waits. For what? A Dragon capsule that launched separately is already there, circling the planet. Dragon approaches using the same automated docking system it uses at the International Space Station every few months. The 2 spacecraft connect. Astronauts transfer through the docking tunnel into Dragon. Starship stays behind, empty, floating in orbit. Dragon detaches, fires its thrusters, and plunges toward Earth. Its heat shield glows orange. Parachutes deploy. Oceans splash down. Mission complete. The brilliance of this architecture lies in what it eliminates. No SLS rocket needed. No Orion capsule. No Gateway Station adding complexity. SpaceX already owns both vehicles. Dragon has flown crews to orbit dozens of times. Starship is being built right now in Boca Chica, Texas. The docking mechanism? It's the same proven system Dragon uses today, just scaled up for Starship. NASA spent years designing Artemis around 3 major contractors. SpaceX just showed them how to do it with 1. The latest Starship HLS renderings reveal how serious SpaceX is about this. The exterior looks cleaner, more refined. Previous designs had windows everywhere. The new version cuts them down. Fewer windows means stronger structure, better thermal protection, less radiation exposure. Each window is a potential weak point in the vacuum of space. SpaceX reduced them to only what astronauts need to see their surroundings during landing. Inside, the changes are even more dramatic. Earlier concepts showed a cramped 2-floor layout that felt like a submarine. The new interior opens up completely. There's a dedicated living area, expanded workspace, and an observation deck with panoramic windows on the side. A central staircase connects the floors, letting crew move freely between levels. 1. Detail stands out. The crew hatch now aligns perfectly with the lunar elevator. Astronauts can walk straight from the airlock onto the platform that lowers them to the surface. No awkward transfers, no complicated airlocks. Everything flows, but the real engineering breakthrough shows up at the bottom. Landing legs have plagued Starship development for years. Early prototypes used intricate folding mechanisms that looked impressive but broke constantly. Later versions tried fixed legs, which solved reliability issues but created new problems with ground clearance and terrain flexibility. The newest design borrows from Falcon 9, using a proven folding system upgraded for lunar conditions. These legs deploy from the lower hull, keeping Starship close to the ground for stability on uneven surfaces. Engineers added shock absorption systems to handle the moon's unpredictable terrain. It's not revolutionary, it's just smart evolution of what already works. So why isn't NASA jumping on this plan immediately? Dr. Robert Zubrin has an answer, and he doesn't sugarcoat it. The founder of the Mars Society calls Artemis a mess, driven by vendors instead of purpose. He points back to Apollo as the model. Apollo had one goal: beat the Soviets to the moon. Every component served that mission. The Saturn V rocket launched the crew. The command module brought them home. The lunar module landed them on the surface. 3 pieces, one unified system. Artemis has 5 major components that don't talk to each other. SLS, a rocket designed in 1988 that didn't fly until 2022. Orion, a capsule that costs over $1 billion per flight. Gateway, a lunar station nobody asked for, but everyone has to use. Starship, the actual lander, and now a national lander funded purely because other contractors lost the original contract to SpaceX. Here's the absurdity. The national lander runs on hydrogen and oxygen. Starship uses methane and oxygen. They can't even refuel each other. Gateway makes it worse. Every mission requirement flows through this station orbiting the moon. With Gateway in the architecture, a single lunar landing needs 14 Starship launches. Without Gateway, only 10. But NASA made Gateway mandatory because it keeps certain contractors employed. That's Zubrin's point. Artemis isn't built around the mission. It's built around the contracts. The politics get darker. After SpaceX won the lunar lander contract in 2021, competitors protested. NASA's response? Fund a second lander nobody needs. Not because the mission requires it, because Congress demanded it. Now taxpayers are paying for redundant systems that can't work together. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, China faces its own space emergency. 3 astronauts aboard Shenzhou 20 were supposed to return home after 6 months on Tiangong Station. Their departure got delayed. Engineers detected possible debris damage to the spacecraft. Since then, teams have run continuous simulations and safety checks. What makes this incident remarkable is China's transparency. They publicly confirmed the debris strike, something rarely seen from their space program. Space debris at orbital velocities turns into bullets. Objects travel at 28,000 kilometers per hour. A fragment 1 millimeter across hits with more energy than a gunshot. In 2023, debris damaged a solar panel on Tiangong. In 2021, SpaceX's Crew Dragon had a close call during the Crew 2 mission. NASA and SpaceX reacted instantly, ordering astronauts into their capsules. The debris missed, but the danger was real. The difference between American and Chinese responses reveals everything. The United States operates a vast network of radars and telescopes tracking hundreds of thousands of debris pieces. NASA and the U.S. Space Force maintain detailed catalogs, sharing data with SpaceX and international partners. This network enables Dragon and Starlink satellites to automatically dodge debris using thrusters before collisions happen. China's network is smaller, more centralized, focused mainly on protecting Chinese assets. Tiangong has sensors that detect debris larger than 10 centimeters. The crew performed 4 spacewalks to reinforce the station's shielding after the 2023 solar panel incident. But China's approach relies on passive defense, building stronger shields, while the U.S. focuses on proactive maneuvering to avoid impacts entirely. Cost explains part of China's challenge. A single debris removal mission runs between $100 million and $500 million. NASA estimates laser systems to nudge debris out of orbit could cost $1 billion each. There's also the security factor. China guards its space data closely, worried about revealing technologies with military applications. The result? 2 parallel systems evolving separately. One built on secrecy, the other on collaboration. Online debates erupted immediately. Some pointed to irony. China's 2007 anti-satellite test created thousands of debris pieces. Are they now victims of their own pollution? Others see this as a wake-up call that might push China toward solutions. Skeptics question whether debris is just convenient cover for other failures, since orbital debris can't be predicted or verified easily. 3 solutions have emerged from the discussion. First, standardized docking technology globally so any nation's spacecraft can rescue another's. The IDSS standard already exists. Both ISS and Tiangong use it. Second, establish international laws limiting new debris creation. Third, someone needs to start cleaning up the existing mess. That last one remains the hardest because nobody wants to pay for it. Here's the bottom line. SpaceX just showed NASA how to reach the moon with 2 spacecraft instead of 5 contractors. Dragon and Starship, both already operational, can deliver astronauts to the lunar surface faster and cheaper than the entire Artemis program. The hardware exists, the technology works. What's missing is political will to cut through the bureaucracy. Meanwhile, China's debris crisis proves orbital space is becoming a battlefield where no one's safe. The Shenzhou 20 crew waits in orbit while engineers verify their ride home won't kill them on re-entry. This isn't just China's problem. Every satellite, every crew capsule, every future mission faces the same threat. Dr. Zubrin nailed it when he called Artemis vendor-driven instead of purpose-driven. Apollo conquered the moon because it had a mission. Artemis has contracts. SpaceX's approach strips away that complexity and delivers what matters. Boots on lunar soil. The race is back on, but the rules changed. Does SpaceX make Artemis obsolete? Can nations cooperate on debris before tragedy strikes? Drop your thoughts below. If this opened your eyes to where space exploration is really headed, smash that like button and share this with anyone who thinks government agencies still lead the way. Subscribe to Space Update 24 Hours because we're covering every twist in this new space race as it unfolds.